You know, in our society, there's many forms of outcast, and one of those that continues to struggle in this world in regards to being accepted, no matter where we are in the world, and most definitely in the United States, is that of the homeless. And I've told stories before about different homeless people that I've interacted with, and I've got another one today I want to share. Hi, I'm David Essel. I am like many people that if I'm not fully aware and conscious on a daily basis of interacting with people in society that I don't necessarily feel comfortable with, i.e. the homeless, that I will shuffle on past, put my head down, look the other way, not acknowledge them, and it takes great effort. In the beginning, definitely takes great effort to want to communicate and to be around people that we don't look at as the same as us or at the same level as us. And if you want to be honest and admit it, that's the way most of us view the homeless, is that we're not on the same level. And yet there was an experience about 11 years ago that totally changed my mind. And I've written about this experience I'm going to tell you with Joe in my book, Heaven on Earth. We have a brand new book coming out called Rockstar, Finding God's Divine Purpose for Your Life, that was given to me, a good part of the story was given to me by another homeless guy named Mark that I've done a YouTube video on. And so I want to continue the series going because I think it's important to put a name and a face. You know, we've done a fundraiser that's available. We can come anywhere in the United States called Hoops for Homeless Veterans. I'll travel anywhere in the U.S. to help raise money for homeless veterans of war. And but it all started with Joe. I mean, this amazing experience that I had with Joe started me down this path of wanting to try to let go of my own ego, my small ego, and interact and care for people that are not like I am, and maybe not like you are at this very moment in life. So, like I said, 11 years ago, I'm living in Sarasota, Florida, going for a long run. I injured my knee, and on the way back, I'm hobbling and limping and running a little bit, and hobbling and limping and running. And I get up to this bridge, and I'm coming over the bridge, and I decided to walk the rest of the way home. And all of a sudden, I see this guy like darting in and out of traffic. You know, he was gonna go across, and then he came back. He was trying to cross, and it was 4 lanes of traffic. So I'm looking, going, gosh, I hope this guy would just go and wait. And so finally he did. You know, he goes over on the side of the road, and I see a knapsack over his back. Didn't mean anything to me. And he waited. And then the next thing I see is he's sprinting out into traffic. He gets hit head on. Doesn't even get more than maybe 5 or 6 feet from the curb. Gets hit head on. He flies about 30 feet in the air, 3 stories in the air. It looked like a rag doll across the 4 lanes of traffic. The momentum carried him fully across the 4 lanes of traffic, and he hits the side of the road. And instantly, of course, I think anyone in my situation would have done this. I went just sprinting. It's amazing the power of adrenaline, because my knee no longer bothered me anymore, and I just sprinted to get by him. When the minute I get by him, I tore my sweatshirt off and lifted his head, put it underneath his head, and he's screaming in pain, just absolutely screaming in pain. And so I asked his name, and he said Joe, and I asked him to hold my hand, and as I looked down, I could see his hand was just, it looks like his hands hadn't been washed in years, and his nails way overgrown, and then he finally turned his face towards me, and I said, oh my God, this is a homeless guy. You know, you could see he hadn't taken care of himself in forever. And so I just keep talking to him, and I said, Joe, just squeeze my hand. The more pain that you feel, squeeze my hand. And he is squeezing with all his might, and he's screaming out in pain. And it was at that moment I got this internal message of, like, pray to the angels, you know, pray. And I started going into prayer. And I told him, you know, Joe, I am with you. I'm not going anywhere. And by that time, several minutes had passed, and people started gathering around, and someone called the ambulance, and they were given the wrong address. It took them forever to get there. And during this time, it was just Joe and I. And as I'm praying to the angels and asking him to hold me, and I'm holding him now, I've got him close to me, he turned to look directly into my eyes. And ladies and gentlemen, I looked into the bluest eyes I have ever seen. And in that second, I saw the divine. I saw Christ. I saw God in Joe. And I was absolutely blown away. I was blown to tears. Tears started coming down my face. I'm holding him, I'm talking to him, and I'm experiencing God right on the side of the road. From that second forward, everything had changed in regards to what the homeless were to me and what they meant to me and who they are. And it doesn't mean that there aren't homeless people out there that don't steal and do crazy things, insane things, and that struggle with all kinds of addictions. Just like there aren't, you know, there's very, very wealthy people that steal in their own way, steal and do crazy things. And so we're all evil, equal. Evil. We're all equal. You know, we're all equal. And yeah, there's a part of us that is not all that present, I guess you could say. The pleasantness that that we would all love to be at times disappears, doesn't it? But I learned so much that day. I learned so much. So I found out he was going through surgery the next day, and I went to visit him in the hospital. He had multiple broken bones, his legs and everything else, just a mess. And so I brought him some clothes because I knew he didn't have anything, and he was very appreciative. And then he said, "Hey, did you bring any food? I'm starving." It was just so awesome, you know. So I said, "Yes," and I pulled out this huge jar of peanut butter and crackers, and he looks at me and he goes, "David," he goes, "can't you see I got no teeth? How am I going to eat that?" We both started laughing, you know, because who would have thought? Of course I knew he had no teeth. It didn't even dawn on me that you needed teeth to eat peanut butter, right? So we got a chuckle out of that, and since that time, you know, I followed him to his rehab center. Now this is like going back 11 years ago. I hope he's great now, I don't know, but I did visit him several times at the rehab center, but that experience changed me. And still to this day, I have to be conscious when I see the homeless to be with them and present with them and look into their eyes, you know, because it's so easy to fall victim to judgment, isn't it? So I wanted to present this to you, just maybe to give you a thought about the homeless, or maybe to ask you to think, who do I judge most harshly? Like, what type of people do I judge that maybe I need to lighten up with? And if we ask ourselves that question, and then when we're in the presence of those people that we judge harshly, maybe we can remember Joe. And I can tell you, Joe taught me immensely. I don't know what I might have taught Joe, but Joe taught me immensely. And I still have so much passion to this day about Joe and that experience and seeing the divine in a homeless man that I have the outrageous amount of passion every time I tell the story. Okay? Okay. So if I can help you in any way as a master life coach, visit me at talkdavid.com, talkdavid.com. If you know someone that might really benefit by watching this video, please share it with them. And then, as always, sign up at YouTube under Super Slowdown so every video we do goes directly to you. Okay? Namaste. Have a beautiful day.